Now, councils across the UK are battling to get Brits to clean up their act and stop people dropping large amounts of litter, especially on beaches.
But in Bournemouth, they've found a futuristic way to tackle the problem by using drones that can spot a single cigarette butt from the sky.
Wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we be?
Bournemouth Beach during May half-term this year, where visitors reached record-breaking numbers. In that one single week, those visitors dumped over 123,000 individual items of rubbish here and along the local Dorset coast. To ensure that never happens again, the local council has adopted some innovative techniques it hopes will stop people leaving so much litter, minimise the environmental impact and cut clear-up costs. And it starts in the skies.
All clear for takeoff.
Ellie Mackay is from Ellipsis Earth, which specialises in detecting and tracking waste in different environments.
Once you start to look at the images, you start to pick up a lot of different types of trash. This beach is erosional rather than depositional, so that means that the tide is washing it away rather than bringing things from the ocean. Anything that is brought to this beach and left here has the potential to end up in the ocean. Anybody that is littering on these beaches is not just littering locally, but potentially littering Hawaii, could be Norway, could be further down the coast of the UK. So it has a real global impact.
And around the world, Ellie has been using the latest in drone and artificial intelligence technology to spot litter that, unchecked, could clog up the ocean and go on to cause serious harm to wildlife not just around our shores, but across the planet.
Essentially what we're doing is treasure hunting the trash by automatically detecting it using software. It means that we can get a very clear, very accurate, detailed picture of the environment. So the drone quite simply flies along the beach and it captures hundreds of photos of the surface, and those photos then get processed through a piece of computer software that can automatically detect 47 different categories of trash. So you can detect even something as small as a cigarette butt.
Ellie flew the drone at 18 sites around the Bournemouth seafront in May and June.
We can obviously map this into hotspots at different times of day, different days of the week, seasons throughout the year, and we can identify the worst hit areas, not only by which areas have the most trash, but also which types of trash. We can use all of that data to develop a series of recommendations for the council, so it can be really tailored interventions rather than just trying to do sort of a blanket anti-littering campaign.
Using the data, problem areas can be targeted to make change. As has already happened in Italy. Last summer, the same technology was used and led to extra bins and litter patrols in Sorrento, which the city says resulted in litter being reduced by 45% and cigarette butt waste by 69%. And Bournemouth is hoping it will work here too.
One of the key things in stopping people littering is to understand what's going through their mind and you know, what they're doing at the time.
True in Restorick runs the environment charity Hubbub. As well as using the hotspot data from the drones to identify where to place new bins, it's had some inspired ideas on what types of bin to put there.
If people are congregating on the beach to have fun, you need to play into that sort of mentality, which is where the disco bin came in. Which sort of played a great tune if you used it. One of the most interesting bins is the ballot bin.
Asked a range of fun questions, smokers vote with their cigarette butts.
That's a very playful intervention based on something called nudge technique. A nudge would be to see the bin and the playful question and to nudge them to change behaviour through that simple device.
Bournemouth Beach has been voted the UK's favourite. Councillor Mark Anderson is in no doubt as to why this strategy is so crucial.
We've got 14.5 miles of golden sands. We have 12.5 million visitors. I want a nice, environmentally friendly, clean space where people will keep coming for as long as possible.
For the local residents and tourists, the new bins are welcome.
They're really bright, very clear as to what they're for, and I think it's a really good idea because there's an awful lot of litter, and it hopefully will encourage people to throw it away instead of leaving it on the streets.
It's a bit of a gimmick, isn't it? It might work a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it might work for some younger people who might have littered otherwise. I'm not really sure how well it'll work on serial litterers, but only time will tell, I guess.
I guess it doesn't hurt.
No,
to have.
no.
The new bins have been in place for 2 months, and after the latest drone flight data has been analysed, Ellie's delighted to see this being a dramatic result.
In May, we can see these really dark red hotspots which show huge accumulations of littering. It's amazing to see on the heat map the clear zones around the Hubbub interventions. There's been about a 90% reduction in trash in those areas. So you can see how powerfully and how strongly they have this amazing impact.
It's hoped that this groundbreaking, litter-busting technology will show that taken to the sky can help change what's happening on the ground. It is horrible seeing the beaches littered like that, isn't it?
So bad, isn't it? Like, I'm
proper
just
depressing.
convinced that if you bring your kids up right, they're not going to litter.
Yeah, don't let. And if that's not the case, hopefully these drones will help.
Yeah.
And actually, advances